Skipidi, episodul 70, partea 3, tocmai ce s-a așa, așa că salutare fraților și bine v-am găsit la o nouă reacție a Skipidi. Efectiv, chiar a trecut ceva timp de la ultima parte, adică partea 2, episodul 70, dar în sfârșit avem partea a 3. Chiar nu mă gândeam că o să fie și o parte a 3, mă gândeam că o să apară episodul 71, dar chiar sunt curios ce o să se întâmple în episodul de azi, așa că dacă vă place acest episod, nu uitați să dați un like și subscribe pentru că mă ajută extrem de mult să ne strângem și noi 2000 de abonați pe acest canal și o mare parte dintre voi care urmăriți clipurile nu sunteți abonați, deci ar trebui să vă abonați pentru că pierdeți foarte multe lucruri. Și nu uitați că în descriere aveți serverul meu de Discord, unde mai vorbim, vă mai anunț când postez episoade. Deci dacă vreți o dublă notificare, practic, nu uitați să verificați linkul din descriere. Și haideți să vedem ce o să se întâmple. Hai să vedem. Ia! Deci suntem cu ăștia doi care au rămas, Dar Speakerman și Plunger Cameraman. Din camera asta și data trecută și ăștia merg pe aici. Opa! Apoi o altă ușă. Ăsta zboară pe aici. Ia să vedem. Și aici se terminase partea anterioară. Hai să vedem ce se mai întâmplă. O ușă acolo. Opa! Transmisie error. Recording error. Că practic ăștia fac live în timp ce sunt aici și iar transmis la error. Mamă, nu e bine. What? Ăștia nu-i vede? Mă, ce? Cum nu-i vede? E lumină. Oh my god! Bro, nici nu știam că au abilitatea asta. Bro, de s-a făcut invizibil ăștia. S-au făcut invizibili. Mamă, de cât au abilitatea asta de a se face invizibil? Bro, ce tare ești. What? Mă, voi ați văzut aia? Mă, nu sunt eu nebun. Mă, stai că dau înapoi. Ați văzut ce am văzut și eu? Uitați, e un cameraman acolo cu lumină verde. E al agentului ăla, agent al Creatorului. Că doar ăștia doi au mai rămas, dar n-are cum să fie adevărat. E o fantomă sau ce e? Asta chiar e ciudat. Bă, ce-a fost așa? Ce e camera asta? Ia să vedem. Aolea, se închide, de acolo să nu se închidă. Oh! Mamă, e Creatorul pe un monitor? Oh my god, și e scientistul acolo, ia. Vorbește cu Creatorul, ce face? Uite-l, mă, de când îl căutam pe ăsta, ia uite-l, bă, unde stătea. Vorbea cu Creatorul. Wow. Opa, încheie ușa. Oleo, mamă, că e cât ai dat în spate. Ia. Aoleu, închide-o. Închide-o. Oleo, mamă. Mamă, e bun device-ul ăsta, că poate să-și oprească mecanismele alea. Aoleu, nu! Ei, unde crezi tu că te duci? Dă-i mă și la aia, defectează-i. Vezi că e prea bun device-ul ăsta, n-are nicio șansă să ai disul să scape de data asta. Nu mai, gata! S-a terminat! Hai, vrei să lupți acum? Așa mă gândeam așa. Ia! Mamă, ce i-a dat-o? Mamă, dar e dă... Nu! Bro, nu, Dar Speakerman, bro! Bro, cum se poate să-l omoare? What? Eu întreb, bă, sare cu jumătate de corp. Dă-i, mă! Aoleu, asta nu e bine. Asta nu e bine. Nu! Bro, săracu. Aoleu. Și scapă. Ia că a venit ajutoarele. Dă-i. Și dă, mă. Haide. Gata, hai, dă-i acolo. Să nu scape. Uite s-a mai dus ăsta, s-a dus jos. Oh my god! Ăsta e noul lui costum, aparent. Asta nu e bine. Ok, ăia s-au retras. Trage camera mai bine, fugi. Ba, stai că se ocupă ăștia. Dați-i. Ia vezi și îi dă, ești de bun. Are foarte multe lasere acum ăsta, la noul lui costum. Ia, ce-a făcut? A luat o rază, ce-a făcut ăsta? Mamă, l-a rănit pe interior. Acolo, mamă. Vezi că e forță. O spune că... Ia! Ce mai face acum? N-are unde să mai fugă. E over pentru el. E over. S-a terminat. Gata. S-a terminat. Ia, dă-i și lui acum. Ia. Gata, nu. E over, gata. Gata și cu scientist-ul în sfârșit. Ia feșei, dă, bă! Gata cu scientist-ul, asta a fost, gata. Ăsta e cam rănit, sincer. Dar e teafăr. Dar Speakerman nu prea mai e. Prost, săracul. Păcat. Oh! Bro, ăla e Lucky cameraman? E o fantomă sau chiar e în viață? E o fantomă. Bro, e o fantomă. Mamă. Uite și pe ceilalți. Sunt toți fantome. Sau? Nu, ăștia sunt age, uite, ca lumina aia verde. Ia, ce? Ia. Opa, uite creatorul, ia.
Well done. Thanks to you, that scientist is cooked. However, bigger threat is coming.
Este gata. O mulțumesc.
That's why certain things have to remain secret. There is no evidence left, except one
N-am mai luat
thing.
nicio dovadă.
This battle you did not survive. Clergyman.
Wow. Mamă. Ia. Ia, ce face? Like? Mamă, cred că se duce și ăsta. Plage cameraman. Camera offline, bro. A murit și ăsta. Wow, ce episod! Mamă, efectiv prea tare. Iar acum, fraților, suntem la episod cu secrete și teorii. Hai să vedem ce se
Hello
întâmplă.
everyone, Elite Cameraman here. We really just witnessed the craziest and the saddest Skipidi toilet episode ever.
Da, acesta este cel mai nebun și trist episod din Skipidi Toilet ever. Bă, bune, serios că e.
I literally was in shock for 15 minutes after watching two of many people's favorite characters die, and with that...
Bă, să-i sincer și eu la fel. Că și eu am fost șocat când caracterele favorite au fost... Nici nu pot să învinse, omorâte, mam. Deci, chiar nici bine nu mi-a venit să cred asta. Ăștia chiar erau cei mai buni.
The whole bunker squad has been killed other than lucky cameraman who snuck in, and we'll have to talk about him later in the video. But with how much that was revealed in today's episode and how much stuff that's been teased, I don't even know where to start. The fact that the duo we all loved and adored died is crazy. But hopefully they'll at least become legends in the Alliance and many new heroes will be. Also, let's not forget that Dafuk mentioned that episodes after 70 will be coming out.
Yeah. After episode 70, horror series will be coming out faster, see you soon.
Much faster in an announcement about a month ago, which means we'll probably start seeing more episodes unlike the last few months. Waiting 1 or 2 weeks for each episode, still waiting for this episode was 100% worth it because it was a whole 6 minutes of pure craziness. This episode probably will stay as the longest episode of Skipidi Toilet for a long while if Boom wants.
Bă, sincer, chiar este cel mai lung episod de Skipidi Toilet din lume. Deci, da.
Wants to make episodes faster. Before we get into the analysis itself, make sure to like this video and subscribe to pay your respects to our two heroes, Dark Speaker.
Da, like și subscribe ca respect pentru eroii noștri, da, Speakerman și Plunger cameraman, exact cum a zis și Edi cameraman acolo. Da, și voi acolo like și subscribe pentru eroii noștri aici.
Speakerman and our beloved Plunger cameraman. Anyways, here we go. This episode starts with the ending of episode 70 part 2, and there is actually a very small change compared to the ending of episode 70 part 2.
Da, deci episodul începe exact când la finalul episodului 70 partea a doua.
Which is actually a new Easter egg that Boom put in, and it's literally an egg. For some context, there is a YouTuber called Steak, and a week ago I made a video about one of the troll leaks, and here is what I said.
Ceva leak de la YouTube, habar nu?
Actually had his fair share of encounters with Dafuk Boom also, but the last one really did not end up well for him because he made a live stream titled Shaving My Eyebrows If Dafuk Boom Joins. And yeah, you can see how that ended up. Before this, he also shaved his head in one of the live streams and people started calling him Egg instead of Steak, which made Dafuk Boom making the egg toilet canon. Even though this leak is most likely a troll leak, you never know because if you look at the background, it's actually the same background as the leak on the merch store, which might actually mean that the egg toilet is in episode 70 part 2. After all this, as you guys saw, Boom made a troll leak about his bald head and face making an egg toilet meme. But something happened 2 days ago, and on Creekcraft's stream, he said that he'd let Steak stream on his channel once if episode 70 part 3 had the egg toilet in it, and to our surprise, Boom actually put the egg toilet right at the start of the...
Oh my god! Bro, nici n-am văzut că e Skipidi fix lângă ăla distrus. Mamă! Bro! Deci ăsta chiar nu l-am văzut. Mamă, cât de ciudat. Wow!
Episode on the right side, making it canon in the Skipidi universe. I mean, that egg toilet might solo the whole Skibidi-verse one day, but anyways, after this, we see the bunker duo fly towards the end of the hallway. Suddenly, the door starts opening, but right at the same time, the Plunger cameraman's camera starts glitching out once again, just like when it happened in episode...
Camera începe să ghiciască că e transmisiunea în eroare.
Episode 68 part 2 when he was looking at the factory. I think we can safely say that
același lucru s-a întâmplat în episodul 68 la fabrica aici.
Transmission error and the recording error shows up every time the secret agent is present so that his presence doesn't get recorded. This also might mean that all the times any cameraman looked at the secret agent before episode 68 part 2 also should have had the same message, but we just didn't see it since Boom didn't put it while editing back then. Also this time it was a lot different since Plunger cameraman actually heard the secret agent talking. First while the door was opening and the big laser toilet is coming out.
Da, a deschis ușa și l-a văzut o toaletă, dar sta cu laser.
We hear him say, "It's fine, get out." But that's not all, since Plunger Cameraman actually becomes invisible while this is happening,
Iar
which is
ăsta a devenit
crazy, because this
invizibil.
was actually one of Secret
Chiar mă gândeam
Agent's
în prima fază
abilities,
ce s-a întâmplat,
and
că
this
nu l-am
means that he
văzut.
can use this ability on others as well. But that's still not all, since when Plunger Cameraman realizes he is invisible,
Bucură-te de gustul desăvârșit al...
but that's still not all, since when Plunger Cameraman realizes he is invisible, he looks behind to see the dark speaker man being invisible as well. But once again, that's not all. We suddenly see a cameraman hiding behind the wall with a green...
Da, asta am văzut și eu, cameramanul ăsta pe perete, cu o lumină verde. Deci, cameramanii ăștia cu lumina verde e de la Creatorului.
flashlight, just like the green of the secret agent, and he suddenly becomes invisible right in front of us. And he probably was the one that made us invisible. This goes deeper because, do you guys remember the ghost cameraman we saw at the end of episode?
Da, amintiți-vă de fantoma acelui cameraman din episodul de la sfârșitul episodul 70. Cred că asta era prima parte, da, prima parte era.
70 part 1, I guess.
Uite, fix acolo în stânga. Da, uite, prima parte, exact.
Two ghost cameramen we saw were the secret agent's special cameramen. I don't know if they are a special breed of cameraman or if he has agents in other races as well. But this was a crazy reveal. While this is going on, we actually hear a couple more lines from the secret agent while the bunker duo is walking inside the scientist's toilet's room, and Plunger Cameraman actually sees the secret agent talking to the scientist toilet at the last second.
Da, și el vede pe scientist cum vorbește cu agentul secret, adică Creatorul.
Important for us later in the analysis, so don't forget about it. Now let's talk about what the secret agent said to the scientist's toilet. His first...
Oare ce vroia agentul secret să-i zică scientistului?
First line was, "It is fine, get out." And after a couple seconds he says, "You are not needed to the scientist's toilet." And right
zis, nu ai nevoie de scientist.
After scientist toilet yaps and secret agent tells him, "You want to escape? My little pawn will kill you."
What? Nu ai cum să scapi de Little Pawn. Ce se uită Little Pawn? Adică cam mic, cam asta, sau nu știu ce înseamnă în a te omorâ. Deci cred că asta zice creatorul scientistului, că n-are cum să scape. Deci asta ne dovedește că creatorul e de partea noastră. Și imediat cum i-a zis asta scientistului, vin ăștia doi peste el.
And after this he also says, "Guess I can't be trusted, goodbye," to scientist toilet, and he leaves the FaceTime with scientist toilet just like how I leave my FaceTime.
Apoi a dispărut.
I'm with TV woman,
Da, a dispărut
looking all
apoi.
rizzy.
Și
Anyways,
apoi
here you go. Listen to all he said carefully.
Ascultă ce, ia. Ai grijă. Ce să ascultăm?
In these voice lines, when secret agent says, "You want to escape, my little pawn will kill you," most likely refers to the fact that scientist toilet had an escape plan, and we saw him try and escape later in the episode, and in this example, his little pawn is most likely Plunger Cameraman, since he literally has been using him as a pawn with some outside influence, leading him all the way here. Only thing I don't understand is the "I can't be trusted" line, because why would the secret agent say that to the scientist toilet? I have no idea.
Singura chestie pe care nu înțelege este aici. Dă puțin înapoi.
Plunger Cameraman, since he literally has been using him as a pawn with some outside influence, leading him all the way here. Only thing I don't understand is the "I can't be trusted" line, because why would the secret agent say that to the scientist toilet? I have no idea. Also, we have the problem of the secret agent working with the toilets, but until now, we all thought he was working.
Singura problemă, nu cred că a lucrat cu toaletele. Asta, nu știu, adică îi vorbea lui scientistul ăsta, ați văzut și voi că nu poate să scape de așa, nu știu, nu știu mai exact ce înseamnă pawn. Ziceți voi acum, ce înseamnă pawn, că nu știu.
working with the cameraman because of the way he gave Lucky Cameraman information, but it turns out that Lucky Cameraman actually was an insider, and he was on Secret Agent's side. Maybe after episode 65, he was hired or captured by the secret agent to change sides, because it sounds like the secret agent isn't necessarily helping one side, but instead he is his own side in this war. We'll talk more about this later in the video when I'm talking about the part where he is talking to Plunger Cameraman, so make sure to watch the video until the end so that you don't miss any of it. After all this, we see that the error messages are gone, and Scientist Toilet turns to us.
Mesajul eroare dispare.
And since the bunker duo is now visible again, the laser toilet that just went by them starts coming back instantly, but Plunger Cameraman closes the door right at the last second before he gets shot by the lasers and dodges it instantly. This leads to
ca toată aia să dea cu lase, ăsta îi dă dodge și închide și ușa. Vezi că are reflexe bune, place
cameraman. The rock vine boom, emote being shocked that Plunger Cameraman has a remote that can close and open doors, but he just goes back to normal and clicks some buttons to enable the laser guns inside his room to kill off the bunker duo. Plunger Cameraman is fast enough to hack the first one in time, but he doesn't see the second one until he gets shot by the laser. He instantly hacks that one too after getting shot. And Plunger Cameraman also sees the Scientist Toilet trying to leave the room from the back door, but he also
vede că Plunger Cameraman vede pe Scientist că vrea să plece și folosește foarte repede device-ul ăsta ca să închidă ușa să nu poată să plece.
Seeing this Scientist Toilet is a little shaken and tries to use his teleport powers while saluting Plunger Cameraman. But Plunger Cameraman hacks that as well, and I'ma be honest, at this point they are already violating the Baldy, giving him no respect. This makes him actually go mad and pull out his own laser gun, but Plunger Cameraman dodges it. And while he is distracted with Plunger Cameraman, Dark Speaker Man suddenly throws his spear on Scientist Toilet's head and jumps on him.
Dar Speaker Man i-a aruncat cu sulița în cap.
Yes, this old fella's reflexes are better than Joe Biden because he blocks Dark Speaker Man. And just like that wasn't enough. Blood turned to Plunger Cameraman, who was about to attack him in light speed to knock him back, and literally split Dark Speaker Man in half in front of Plunger Cameraman. This was the moment I realized this episode wasn't gonna end well. After Scientist throws Dark Speakerman's broken body, Plunger Cameraman...
Scientistul, așa zic eu, l-a distrus pe Dark Speakerman, l-a tăiat pe jumate, efectiv.
Man jumps on him one more time.
Eu mi-argu că mai era o leacă în viață, chiar dacă îl tăiase pe jumate, dar tot a
But Scientist Toilet stops him once again. Thankfully for the bunker duo, Dark Speakerman unexpectedly strikes again with his jetpacks, even
Dar Speakerman sare din nou pe el cu jetpack-ul.
Though half his body is gone, showing how durable he is.
Chiar dacă jumătate din corpul lui a dispărut.
Literally breaks Scientist Toilet's glasses, and this leads to Plunger Cameraman
i-a spart ochelarii,
stabbing Scientist Toilet in the eye with his spiky plunger. This makes him even more mad, and blood shoots Plunger Cameraman with his laser while he is right next to him. Plunger Cameraman blocks the attack last second with his gun to take less damage. This knocks off Plunger Cameraman, and we witness one of the saddest moments of the series seconds later because the
și se uită pe câteva secunde la cel mai trist moment.
Scientist Toilet grins for a second right before shooting his laser onto the defenseless Dark Speakerman.
Da, cum trage spre Dark Speakerman și aici l-a distrus. Bro, săracu.
Who was flipping him off in his last moments. It also looks like Scientist Toilet stole the remote control from Plunger Cameraman because we see the remote in his hands and he unhacks himself.
Mamă! Asta n-am observat-o. I-a luat device-ul din mână. Oh my god, i-a luat device-ul.
With an evil smile on his face and tries to teleport again. But this doesn't end well for him. For the first time ever, we see large TV Man's second ability, where he uses the black TV beam and actually vacuums the teleport ability out of Scientist Toilet, which is crazy. That's not all, because we can see that his 4 arms have been changed from TV monitors to speakers, which probably adds on to his powers, making him like a mini version of Cinema Man. Here we can also hear him say something in reverse, and he says, "My technology." Here you go, listen to it yourself.
Că în loc de televizoare alea pe lângă corpul lui, are niște boxe micuțe. Ia stai că mai ascultăm o dată.
Like a mini version of Cinema Man. Here we can also hear him say something in reverse, and he says, "My technology." Here you go, listen to it yourself.
Deci, practic, zice că a zis tehnologia mea.
After scientist teleportation is interrupted, he decides to use the laser on large TV man, but he is not really affected and actually uses his bright white TV beam to knock back scientist's toilet, and not gonna lie, I was surprised by this beam's powers. Large TV man is crazy powerful when you think about it.
Large TV man are o putere foarte nebună.
After the scientist is pushed back, they try to use the stun guns on him, but they don't seem to work. And scientist's toilet presses some buttons to open the hatch under him and jump down instantly. This leads the squad on the left to go back, while large TV man says, "Fall back now in reverse." Here you go, listen to it yourself.
Întoarce-te înapoi. Deci a zis, întoarce-te înapoi.
And I'm glad they backed up, because blood came out with an upgraded G-Man toilet base from the hatch with crazy powerful lasers and shot.
Oh, deci da, mi s-a părut mie cunoscută. Deci practic acum vine cu upgrade-ul lui G-Man. Deci chiar mă întreb unde a dispărut G-Man, că ultima dată când l-am văzut pe G-Man a fost la episodul 70, când a apărut prima dată Tita TV Man upgradat.
The freaking door, even though it was closed. I think this was where he really went cuckoo and started acting actually crazy. And oh my God, literally a second later, our saviors, our beautiful beloved heroes, show up from the back door.
Da,
the female trio arrives with their new upgrades and jump on the back of the scientist's toilet. And the large cameraman starts distracting the scientist's toilet.
Uite și pe ăla cu arma aia, ope. Știam că și ăla, dacă ți-eți bine în partea anterioară, și el intrase.
While they are spinning, we can actually see the female trio cutting a hole behind the scientist's toilet's mechanic body to reach the main body. Since now they know it was a fake body, scientist managed...
Da, exact, ăsta nu e corpul lui adevărat, e un corp fake, adică practic este într-un costum, exact cum vă ziceam și eu.
Is to kill the large cameraman and stops to laugh for a second. But before I continue, we need to talk about scientist toilet's eyes here, because we can see that his glasses were broken and his eyes are clearly red here. Does this mean that the bodies that have red eyes are actually mechanical bodies? This seems very possible, but at the same time, not because we know that the scientist's toilet didn't have a red eye on his old mechanical body at first.
O, deci are ochii roșii la acest corp mecanic și la fel și la vechiul lui corp mecanic avea ochii roșii.
But he got it afterwards, which is weird, so if you guys have any theories about it, let me know. After he stops for a second, we can literally see his reaction, and if I'm honest, his reaction looked like someone put something up his butt. Suddenly he starts screaming and crashing everywhere before his main body gets out of the back with my beloved TV woman using her beam, speaker woman butchering his head with her katanas, and...
Da. Speaker woman a început să-i dea cu katana la cap, dar gen la adevăratului corp, nu la asta. Deci i-a intrat în costum, practic.
Camera woman shooting him non-stop.
This
leads to him throwing each female agent off to the ground. But how dare he touch my TV woman before I could touch her? This is unacceptable. And a few moments after he gets what he deserves, after throwing everyone off to the ground, while he is literally shaking. Plunger cameraman turns to his left for a second, and we actually see the faces of the female trio from the leaks we got 2 days ago. We can clearly say that all 3 of them are worried, but scientist toilet presses some more buttons to open the hatch up top to try and escape. But the violation on the baldy doesn't stop here, because the second the hatch opens up, we see the 3 titans that have been waiting for this moment for so long.
L-au așteptat fix în acel moment. Ia, deci aici e over aici.
And they literally pass on the scientist toilet as if he is a toy. First Titan cameraman uses his core flames to burn him to a crisp, making him a chicken nugget. After this, he gives it to Titan TV man, who crushes the burning nugget head with the Roblox man face on, and he also tosses the scientist to Titan speaker man. And this was the moment we all been waiting for, because Titan Speaker Man first waits until Scientist Toilet stops scream and uses his speakers right next to his face, but that's not all. I don't know what got inside him, but blood turned into a demon for a second, and he started smashing Scientist Toilet for 10 seconds straight, getting faster each smash, and the other Titans just watched with awe. But before we continue, did you guys notice that upgraded Titan TV Man's left shoulder monitor has been broken? We didn't see when or why this happened, but they clearly had some fights before.
Da, care monitorul ăla stricat? Nu știu mai exact de unde e monitorul ăla stricat. Nu mi-am să fie avut ăsta stricat. Oare de când acea sărbătorie a dat cu Sami? Dar i-a dat în mână, nu i-a dat în televizorul ăla.
Before arriving at the top of the bunker, and we'll probably never know what happened. After this, they throw the scientist's body onto the ground, and there is literally nothing left of his face, but sadly for us, even though we won the battle, it really wasn't a good ending. We see the large TV man teleport in front of us, but weirdly, he is also damaged a lot. And it looks like his crew, who was on the left side, has been completely wiped up other than him and 2 cameramen on his shoulders. But what happened? He is missing 2 speakers, and one of them is burning alongside the damages on his body, and his actual monitor being broken with something sticking out of it. And he says, just a scratch in reverse to Plunger Cameraman. Here you go, listen to it yourself before we move on to the saddest scene in the series. After this, Plunger Cameraman crawls next to Dark Speaker Man, who is having his last seconds, and he dabs him for one last time before his body completely shutdowns, giving us the saddest moments in the entire history of Skipidi Toilet.
Un moment trist din istoria Skipidi Toilet. Rip.
He really was a good fellow and only tried to look out for his best friend, but they weren't really in the best terms the last couple hours of their friendship. Make sure to like and subscribe to pay your respects to our hero.
Deci chiar dacă erau ei mai certați așa, ei erau practic cei mai buni prieteni. Deci, exact că, uite, subscribe pentru, ca respect pentru acești eroi.
We can even see my beloved TV woman doing a cry emoji while looking at Dark Speaker Man. Don't worry, TV woman, I'll comfort you anytime you want. Literally seconds later, the sadness of the episode
TV woman a pus un mod ăla de plâns. Bro, deci chiar e trist
because
aici.
of a sudden glitch in Plunger Cameraman's camera, and he starts seeing the lucky cameraman who we thought died last episode
Da, e Lucky Cameraman care a murit în episodul anterior.
Far back. He zooms in to see if it's actually him, and it looks like the lucky cameraman is actually sad about what's happening, and he decides to walk away.
Deci se uită spre Lucky Cameraman care e fatobă și vede că este foarte trist de ce tocmai s-a întâmplat.
He most likely knows what's going to happen next, and I don't think he wants to see. Even though he is on the side of the secret agent, I think we can safely assume that he cared about all of these agents and can't bear to watch it. The next seconds confirm the ghost cameramans once again, because 2 random ghost cameramen appear out of thin air, and they shake hands weirdly, as if it's their first time meeting. Maybe Secret Agent doesn't let any of his cameramen meet each other, then special circumstances. It also looks like they have green suits under their coats, which makes sense with the same pattern on their ties. But it doesn't end here, because their flashes suddenly start becoming bright green, and we witness the craziest moment in Skibidi toilet lore after Plunger Cameraman gets flashbanged. Suddenly we find ourselves in a room with the secret agent, and there is a lot to talk about before we move on to what he said, which was crazy important for the series' future. If you look carefully, we can actually see 3 things on the right side, and it's the heads of 3 agents, 1 cameraman, 1 speaker man, and 1 TV man.
Un cameraman, un speaker man, un TV man.
I don't know if he has these as souvenirs or something else, but it's awfully weird that he has these. Maybe he has been collecting parts after battles happen, but I don't even know after this episode. Also, it looks like his folder is colored green, just like everything else.
Da, mă, uite, lângă el e un cap de cameraman, un cap de speakerman și e și un cap de TV-man. Acum le-am observat. Wow.
He has. But the real question here that people have been asking is the computer on the left. Many people are speculating that since there are 3 of the race's heads on the right, there is a possibility that a computer race will be added on later in the series, and this is the way.
posibilitatea ca pe acel computer să fie ceva adăugat mai târziu în serie de adică de creator. Nu se știe.
Boom is telling us that. Even though there is a possibility, I have no idea.
Posibilitate,
We saw
nu am
some
nicio
other
idee.
references to computers a while ago in the
Că
series
acel
as well.
computer se
But to me, it
referă
doesn't really
la
make sense to
serie.
have computer race when there is a TV race, since they are
N-ai de unde să știi acum.
just both monitors. But I do believe that there will be a new race later in the series one day. My assumption is that the secret agent uses this computer to watch the tapes he gathers from cameraman heads, because we see a cameraman bring him a new yellow
Computerul la capul cameramanului.
tape or drive, which I assume is plunger cameraman's recordings.
Uite
But we'll
și
talk about
ăia,
that in a second.
agenții.
Let's first talk about what the secret agent said. In this moment, the secret agent says, "Well done, thanks to you, that scientist is cooked."
Deci îți mulțumesc, scientistul, că ai
However, a bigger
pregătit
threat is coming. That's why certain things have to remain secret. There is no evidence left.
că a mai rămas un secret, dar nu există dovezi.
Except one thing. This battle you
O
did not
chestie în
survive,
bătălia
Plungerman.
ta.
And send him back after he says all this.
Plungerman a supraviețuit și a trăit înapoi ce a zis toți.
But what did he mean when he said, "There is no evidence left"? Except
Dar nu
one
există
thing.
nicio
I
dovadă
think there is only
rămasă.
one conclusion we can come to. And it's that Plunger
Greșeța
cameraman
unei
just knew
coliziuni
way too
care
much
poate
after their raid
veni.
into the base. First of all, the secret agent mentioned a bigger threat while showing the Astro toilets, which we already knew that they'd be taking over, but I'm assuming that the Alliance has no idea.
Da, asta mă cam gândeam și eu că astea troli s-ar putea, astrotroli s-ar putea să fie noi inamici, practic. Deci,
About
practic, nu
this
s-a
other than
tăiat
the
totul.
Titans seeing an Astro toilet killing the upgraded DJ toilet. But
Iar
Plunger
atunci care au avut
cameraman saw some
pe DJ Toilet.
files about them in the bunker room last episode. Alongside this, he was the only one left that saw the secret agent poster on the wall that day. And he also saw him once again while entering the room where the secret agent was talking to the scientist toilet. Even though this conversation didn't sound very friendly, he saw what he saw, and he was the only agent left alive that knew anything about the secret agent and the Astro
Agenții
toilet's
secreți
file.
sunt în viață.
So we can clearly say that the secret agent wants to
Astro
remain
Toilet poate figuranța.
in the shadows while controlling the war from the sidelines. We still don't know
Umbrele controlează războiul din City Line. Nu știu ce s-a City Line. Nu
his
știu.
motives. Only thing we know is that he has his own goals and helps both sides depending on his own needs. One thing that was weird is that even though he had a head from each race, he didn't have any toilets in his room. Maybe that's a sign that he is closer to the toilet side, which only time will tell. After Plunger Cameraman comes back to reality,
Iar
suddenly all his
Plunger
body
Cameraman
starts
revine înapoi
malfunctioning
la
and TV Woman
realitate.
hugs Cameraman Woman with a worried, sad face. I would have made a joke about wanting to get hugged too, but this moment was just too sad. And even in his
Băi,
last moments,
se-
Plunger Cameraman looks up to Titan Cameraman to give
Se
his
uită
last
Plunger
thumbs
Cameraman,
up to his
îi
other
dă
buddy before his
cu
camera goes
like-ul.
offline. That really was one hell of an episode.
apoi
And I'll talk about the stuff I might have missed
se
tomorrow.
stinge și
Also,
el,
since
camera
tomorrow is the
offline.
Valentine's Day, we are going to have a Valentine's Day event
Mâine va
in my Roblox game, where you'll be to get
ăsta e
limited
jocul de pe Roblox
Valentine's
care
units
l-am
like
încercat și
Valentine's
eu.
TV Woman, Valentine's
Ok.
Titan Cameraman, Valentine's G-Man Toilet, and a lot more alongside.
Ok, asta nu ne interesează, dar wow, dar ce episod, fraților, deci bă, chiar o nebunie și chiar foarte trist la final, deci chiar foarte trist. Și am avut și acest mesaj secret de la agent, wow, deci chiar foarte drag. Bă, sincer, chiar îmi pare rău de Dark Speaker și Plunger Cameraman. Vreau să dați un like și un subscribe care sper pentru eroi noștri, exact cum a zis și Eli Cameraman. Deci chiar îmi pare rău pentru ei, chiar au fost din cei mai elită, de serios. Nu știu, poate vor găsi o care să-i repare, habar n-am, nu știu. A mai fost odată Plunger Cameraman aproape de moarte și a reușit să repare, dar nu știu dacă de data asta o să mai poată. Nu știu, vom vedea în episoadele următoare, poate o să-l găsească și pe G-Man să omași pe el, dar ce-i drept e bine că am scăpat de Scientist, că ăla făcea cele mai multe probleme. Și da, fraților, cam ăsta a fost episodul. Eu am fost YTPS, sper că ați fost așa și voi pe butonașul de like și noi ne vom vedea data viitoare. Pa, pa!